Hello, this is Yahweasel, this is the Radical Dreamers. We're in the forest and Kid is turned into a giant weird monster and some nonsense about love poetry. Are you the sunflower? I ask, confused. Sunflower? Who is a sunflower? It cries out. I can't help it, this thing, his face looks exactly like the sunflowers. Caught off guard by the sight, 2 goblin guards flanked me by surprise, wrestling me to the ground. Ah, monsieur, you are Mademoiselle Kid's friend, no? I do not believe we are met. Bonjour, je m'appelle Paulin. Throughout the world, I am known as the Green Terrier. Perhaps you have heard of moi, no? Neither of these things. Glare at it. Ugh. That same strange feeling I got with that sunflower arises. No matter, soon le terror shall be planted in your heart, for Kid's death is at hand. As a gentleman, I shall grant you the privilege of seeing this happen before your very eyes. Isn't there anything else you can do? I plead from the bottom of my heart, begging to let her go. Ah, it is very beautiful that you feel this way about her, but alas, I am under employment and I must deal with intruders. I am sorry, but I cannot grant your wish, Paulin says with a cheerful gesture of consolation. Captain, here it is! The goblin shout strikes into my heart like a death sentence. To the cannon, sir, the guard says to Paulin. Stop, please, I holler, relentlessly trying to break free of the guard's restraint. However, they only tighten their grip on my arms, and tears begin to stream down my cheeks as the pain shoots in. Monsieur, I offer you this. Are there any final words you would like more to say to this friend of yours? I think we should annoy her more, because then she'll go all crazy. Adieu, petite-chested mademoiselle. Oh oui, when I fire the cannon, I shall say that. I can tell you must have had quite a few feisty experiences with this villain, no? With a bittersweet smile on his face, Paulin skips towards the pedestal. No, stop! My grievous cries resound unanswered, echoing throughout the starry night. I can see some sort of goblin. Some of the goblins have felt my side of the story, but Paulin remains unfazed. Well then, let us begin, he shouts, grasping the crystal ball with both hands. Gonyo, 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 fireball! Adieu, petite-chested mademoiselle! The barrel of the magical cannon flashes as a tremendous fireball is let loose. That's from her. That's not from it. It shoots directly towards the monster, crashing into its torso with the impact of a 2-ton battering ram. Explosive flames engulf the area, blowing me back with a gust of hot air. That doesn't seem to have worked. Kid! Oui, finally, we are rid of that horrible little mademoiselle. In the past, such terrible experiences have stemmed from her, no? But now we shall worry about her no more. Kid. I fall to the ground, devastated, but even more so is the dreadful feeling of regret I'm filled with. However, suddenly, the goblin guards simultaneously call out in surprise, Captain, look! A giant figure of some kind seems to be emerging from the blazing explosion. We pissed her off! That was the goal! As the smoke subsides, there stands the monster, completely unharmed. Just as I thought that pompous freak is no match for Kid, I breathe a sigh of relief, but then I realize I'm no further away from doom than before. What? She lives? How can this be? Paulin screams incredulously, running toward me. The relaxed smile from earlier has now been replaced with nervous sweat. What kind of twisted magic is this? He frustratedly asks me. It's impossible pour vous, I answer sarcastically, trying to imitate that pompous accent of his. French is just a pompous accent. It doesn't matter what you're saying. It's just, I'm sorry, French people. Complete with landing a few drops of saliva on his putrid face. Palan turns bright red. What? Spit it out, you little swine, he demands, furiously shaking me by my shirt. But then all of a sudden... Oh, I have no idea what voice I'm supposed to be putting that in. Like a howling wolf, Kid's voice echoes out through the grassy plain. Chill runs down my spine. Could it really be her, trying to break free from the monster? As I stare up at her, silence and fear take hold. She's waving her hands around in the air, saying something in a slow, deep voice. Oh god, that's super creepy. The damned who lurk in the dark. Quietly and solemnly, Kid's voice begins to echo out. That's her voice all right, but it doesn't sound like her at all. That monster's still got a hold on her. Must be using her to summon another spell. As she continues to chant, a blue aura starts to form in front of her, shimmering with deadly beauty. How could she do that? Palan shrieks, now turning blue with fright. No one can stand up against my cannon! Adieu, he shouts before quickly fleeing. The goblin chief follows soon after. All troops fall back! Retreat to the manor on the double! Following the goblin chief's orders, the soldiers abandon the cannon and flee to Viper Manor. I'm left alone with this gigantic monstrosity, listening to it summon who knows what. What am I supposed to do? Call for Magil! My cries ring out in the night sky as I gulp down desperate gasps of air. However, the only response I hear is Kid's. Hatred and jealousy in my hands. Gather into 1,000 dark prayers. Just as I think I'm about to lose it, a voice echoes out from behind me. There you are. Alarmed, I whip around instantly. Magil! Relieved, I try to catch my breath. He's changed, hyphen. A strange sort of glittering silver robe drapes down from his shoulders. Bright ring shines across his entire back. Yeah, let's not be a dick to him. What are we gonna do? I want to ask him about his new clothes and everything, but now is not the time. Instead, I tell him about what happened, the chain of events relentlessly overflowing from my heart. I tried to do what you told me, but... Yes, however, for now, we should leave this area. It is not safe here. Scooping me up under his arm, Magil briefly recites a spell and soars high into the air. From far above, I look down upon the ominous landscape, hearing Kid continue to recite her strange incantation. I'm betting there is at least one other non-death ending in this sort of path of her becoming the weird sunflower thing. The fallen angel, arc mist. Answer my prayer, and grant me thy power. I mean, if you're trying to get her power, you should really go with your instead of thy. Don't thou her. I can barely make it all out from up here. But from what I can tell, a faint pale light is starting to drift all around the monster, causing the ball of light in Kid's hand to grow stronger and stronger. I wish I could do something, but I don't know what to do. Death to all living things. Destruction to all creation. Devour all light. Phantom break. Oh, I know Phantom break. With the sound of 1,000 tortured voices of madness crying out in unison, Kid's surging ball of light begins to grow larger and larger, eating away at everything around her. The pale, shimmering light slowly stretches outwards, swallowing up everything in its path, melting Viper Manor like fire on ice. It indiscriminately evaporates the huge mansion, along with everything else in its wake. And yet the mansion is still there. Oh, there it goes. We couldn't be bothered to animate a circle of light while doing that. Stretching out more and more, the gigantic void eats away at everything before disappearing into the ground. Unbelievable. If Magil hadn't been here just now, oh man, just thinking about it gives me the chills. Giant fissure has been created where Viper Manor once stood, continuing down into the ground further than I can see. And there, on the brink of this newly formed ravine, stands Kid. She seems to be holding out, Magil says. She's wrestling with the monster for control, but she's almost at her limit. I can barely hold back the impatience in my heart, looking down upon all this. What's going to happen to her? Don't let her die. Quiet, child! Magil's unexpected outburst snaps me out of my nervousness. Calm down, Serge. He's right. I need to keep my cool. I don't think he needed to go about it like that, though. I'm hurt. Allow me to cast a levitation spell on you, he says, before muttering some arcane words. Shortly after, he gently releases me and I fall to my death. The end. Whoa, I'm floating! To fly, simply think about the direction you wish to travel. Nodding, I carefully try it out. He's right, this is amazing. I dart here and there, flying circles around it with ease. Boy, if only you had used this on any of the other routes where it would have been useful to be able to fly. But no, you've only remembered you can do that if this particular sequence of events happens. Now, please let me see your knife. I pull it out, fumble, and immediately drop it to the ground. I take it out and hand it to him. Magil takes a white jewel from inside his robe and again mumbles some strange-sounding words. Suddenly, the jewel attaches itself to the hilt of my knife as though it were magnetized. You know, he mumbles some strange-sounding words like hurdy-gurdy. He hands the knife back to me, saying, I mentioned this to you before, but let me emphasize it again. Kid is bound to the monster's body because of her anger. As long as that bond exists, we will be unable to save her. To break it, I told you to show her your love. God. But I don't understand how to do that, I yell, pressing him for an answer. This is dumb. They're real dumb. This is like proper dumb. Also, the sea is made of blood. A kiss. Yeah, of course it is. I have to kiss that thing. Yes, it is the most effective way. But its arms are as wide as my waist. Why didn't you tell me this before? I yell, hitting outside the head in a fit of rage. And with that, I accidentally knock Magil's golden mask off, sending it falling down through the night sky to the ground. Whoop. Did I just do that? You're gonna see his real face! It's the first time I've ever seen his true face. Even for a guy like me, I'm taken aback by his looks. See, the problem is that Serge can't show his love for Kid because he's instantly been turned gay by Magil's face. That's the true curse of Magil. He has to wear a mask because everyone, male, female, animal, anything, just instantly fall in love with him the moment his mask comes off. His hair sways in the moonlight as his piercing blue eyes survey the environment below. His beauty is different than a woman's. There's some sort of a fierce, intrepid quality about him. Yep, Serge is in love. He is truly a beautiful person. Vegetable, mineral, points out Strix in chat. Yep. No, it's not only animals that instantly fall in love. Magil's hand suddenly comes across my face, eagerly returning the blow. And now, you know, he's just developed that into a fetish. Look what you've done to Serge. Come on, Magil. Serge, listen to me. I'm okay now, I swear. I wasn't gawking. If Kid uses one more spell, we will not be able to save her. Be sure to kiss her before that happens. However, if you're unable to do this before she finishes concentrating her magical power, you must thrust your knife into her heart. The jewel embedded in your knife holds the power to steal souls. Doing so will be dangerous, but it will be our last resort. Joel in chat points out, and cue the Kiss Magil choice now. Yeah, that's how they get two more endings. There's the ending where Serge just turns 100% gay for Magil, and there's the ending where he's like, you know, I can be bi, whatever. Listening to Magil's words, there is no straight. That's you know, it's too late. Magil's effects have already taken hold. Listening to Magil's words, the possibilities run through my head. Two choices. Even though I can fly, it's going to be incredibly hard to get close enough to that thing to kiss her, if you know what I mean. But the alternative, I don't even want to think about that. I'm going to start preparations for the exorcism. I will not be able to come to your aid during this time. Oh man, he's got to go away again? Could this get any more hopeless? Taking a deep breath, I try to convince myself I should be facing Kid on my own anyways. Got it. I'll do my best. Yes, Serge, your determination is at the very core of this matter, he says, with his deep blue eyes fixed solidly on me. Strange, behind that seemingly impenetrable gaze of his, I swear I see a hint of compassion somewhere within him. If only I could bring that hint of compassion out. Well then, let's go. Who is saying this? Protect the girl you love with all your might and your heart. I don't know who said that. As Magil's words resound into my head, an uproar of might rushes into my spirit. I'm going to save her, even if it kills me. The will to save the one and only Kid pulses through my body. I flash Magil a huge smile and begin my descent. This is the voice I use when the writing is by an emotional 15-year-old. For Kid... And then a comet came and crashed to the ground and killed Kid. Oops! That was really bad timing. Soaring down through the air, I spot Kid at the edge of the chasm. She's aware of me as well. As the monster rises to its feet, she stares up at me with an infuriated look in her face. She's changed. Countless red veins have streaked across her body, pulsating with anger. The monster's right hand arcs upwards in a flash, trying desperately to grab me. I dodge at the very last second. I zip behind its arm, coming within, try to cover her mouth up? Come on, time this right. I reach out my right hand and carefully cover up her mouth, hoping to prevent her from completing the spell. Moving up towards Kid's chin, I try to give her a kiss. However, she has other plans. She thrusts her right hand upwards, clocking my jaw from underneath. I desperately try to drive away her hands, but she managed to poke me in the eye. Ouch! Tears roll down my cheeks as an intense pain shoots into my right eye. Could this get any worse? Suddenly, a tremendous pressure assaults my torso. Looking around, I realize the monster's caught me in its huge hand. It brings me up towards Kid, with her morbid stare fixed solely on me. Her lips turn into a gloated smile before changing into a billowing, hateful laugh. She reaches out and places her right hand on my forehead, and then a stream of red blood starts to pour from her mouth. Ew. Oh no, she's starting another spell. Try to break free! Twisting and turning with all my strength, I struggle to escape from my bonds. However, the monster's grip isn't loosened one bit. However, her expression remains unchanged as her unblinking eyes dance around erratically. Suddenly, a trace of light begins to form in the palm of her hand. Red streaks begin to rise up along her body. Kid! Then, I think I might have screwed up. Suddenly, a ring of light comes flying at us from overhead, cutting into the monster's arm like a hot knife through butter. I fall to the ground with the monster's arm instantly released from its excruciating grip. Serge, now! Magil shouts from high above. Okay. Heeding Magil's order, I go for it. Reaching my hand out towards her ever beautiful face. She's gorging up blood from her mouth. Whatever. I hesitantly move in towards her lips. The words echo out in my head. I have no idea what difference that choice might have made. Well done, Serge. Hold her tightly to you, and leave the rest to me. Hearing that voice, I slowly open my eyes. All I see before me is Kid's face, hollow and listless. I'm so scared. I hug her tighter than I've ever hugged her before. Mainly because we're, basically loose acquaintances, but whatever. Quietly sobbing as I kiss her again and again. Looking up, I see Magil floating among a sea of clouds. hanging there in midair with his arms folded. His dazzling figure glitters like gold. This is just the threesome route. Suddenly, the clouds beneath him open up as he darts downwards, aiming directly for us. And then he kills us both. The end. The moon comes forth. Its goddess speaks. I am summoned by the will to vanquish evil. Goddess of the moon, lend me your power. Scourge the insolent evil from this world. I really want to pause this and see what this sprite is. Now! The golden ring printed on Magil's cape shines brighter and brighter as he swoops down onto us. Gah! I don't know who's saying that. Lunashant Ring Force Kick! was that even the third word? Centered on Kid, the collision creates a huge explosion spreading over the monster's entire body. My first instinct is to back away, but I remain by her, hugging her body tighter than ever. Somehow the explosive flames don't seem to harm me. Soon after, the flames begin to subside. I slowly open my eyes, only to see the spell on Kid has been broken! She's been separated from the monster! I hold her body tightly to me as I fly away with her, far out of the reach of the incapacitated monster. Looking back, the monster begins to pulsate with a white light, causing the battered monster's body to shake and tremble. Shimmering sparks dance around its body, circling the beast faster and faster, until the entire scene is a glistening ball of light. And then it also howls like a cat! Soaring further and further away from the calamity, I look back again only to see the monster implode into a single point of light. And then a black hole! Oops, that's not a good thing to have just on a planet! Having left no trace of the disaster that took place before, the small point of light briefly zips around like a firefly, disappearing into the night sky in a flash. Give me that fiend! I guess there's going to be an end scene before the fiend, really. Looking down, I can't help but grin as I see that familiar sight of Kid's face. The green in her skin is rapidly fading, returning to the normal color it once was. Kid, it's going to be okay. There is no need to worry. Once her spirit settles, she will awaken. Here, put this on her. Wouldn't be too good if she was to wake up like that, Magil says, holding out his silver cape. Now he's naked, oh my god! Yeah, if she wakes up like this, it'll be slaps and bruises for everyone. I take the cape and quickly wrap it around her limp body. She's coming to. My heart races. I look at her face, seeing her eyelids start to tremble. Good morning, Kid, I say. Still a bit nervous. So nervous I say something utterly ridiculous. Serge. Magil. She groggily moves her eyes around, left and right. And then, after that brief, subdued moment... Slap! You two. Damn it, you saw me naked, didn't you? Shocked, I look up at Magil, but he's nowhere to be seen. How could he leave me alone with her at a time like this? Why can't I be the one with the power of the shadows? Kid stares at me with those ever-fiery eyes of hers. Hey, you kissed me too! How could you remember any of that? Damn it, Magil! This is overly dramatic music for this moment. Letting out a deep breath, I answer truthfully. But before I can finish... Yeah, just like I thought, trying to sneak in a quick peck when I'm knocked out, she yells, rising to her feet, slapping me again and again. And I've never been kissed before. The nerve, you bastard, you bastard, you bastard! Suddenly she stops and looks at me. It's over. I'm about to die. Hell no, this ain't over! She lands a solid punch square on my jaw as her shouting continues to tear through my eardrums. Amidst all the commotion, the silver cape she was wearing accidentally slips off. Momentarily thrown off guard, she quickly bends down to cover herself back up. Heh. Wait, what's that on the ground? Kid seems to notice it as well, completely forgetting about me. Watch it be the frozen flame, just conveniently there! She bends down, picking it up. It's some sort of large black and white striped object. It's a zebra. That is an absurdly useless description. It's some sort of large black and white striped object. Holding it up, I try to see what it is from a safe distance. It looks like it's some sort of seed, a zebra seed. Yeah, it's a sunflower seed, but it's so big. Bigger than a fist. I think, the kid in monster form and Serge, made a little monster form. Maybe. However, this only seems to add more fuel to her fire. Ah! She stomps on it, and stomps, and stomps, and stomps, and stomps, and stomps, and stomps, and stomps! Then she picks it up and hurls it out upwards with all her might. What? Gonyo, 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 gonyo! Kid, shouts Magil suddenly behind her. Kid, no! He roars, but it's useless. She's locked into another one of her tantrums. Gonyo, 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 fireball! So she's gained the ability to use magic. Disregarding him completely, she sends a huge fireball streaking upwards to the seed. That sunflower seed, it's worth 1 billion gold! Magil shouts just as the seed explodes. Kid suddenly looks over at Magil, but it's too late. The look on her face. I love this game. The look on her face is one I don't think I've ever seen before. Having just realized what she's done, her anger fades into a tremendous feeling of regret. She slumps over, silently staring into her hands. I can't believe a single seed could fetch such a price. It's a pretty big seed, though. Be calm, kid, Magil says. As you see now, you've had the power to use magic in you all along. The sunflower merely brought it out of you. However, as you see, magic is a very temperamental thing. In time, you may learn to control it. Hey, come on, kid. You didn't come away from this empty-handed. You've learned how to use magic. That's nothing to be down about, I add, trying to make the best of things. Magil softly puts a hand on her shoulder. However, she quickly turns away from us without saying a word. Her eyes are overflowing with tears. Looks like it might be a while before things get back to normal, which means you've just got Magil to pursue instead of Kid. But, you know, that relationship was going fine, too. Fiend? Give me that fiend! Give me that fiend. Yay! This is probably the same. It's been the same every other time, except for exactly who it's closed on. After the spotlight had faded from Kid, Magil, and Pilon. Yep. They're gonna come forth again, but that's a story for another day. Now I put down my pen. I don't know why I've turned all transatlantic accent. Let's go to Northern Kitsune Forest. And gimme that fiend! Gimme that fiend! Do-do-do! I like how Serge dresses like a monk, and Kid dresses like she's going to the beach. Which ending was it? Show me the ending. Kid and the Sunflower, ending number 3. Well, Time to seek out another one next time, and tell them thanks for watching. If you liked the video, tell me what you like best on this or any other video on my channel to help me make compilations. Cheers from Yahweasel.